Mr. Vigrant Bapu KJ, PG Program Coordinator, Mrs. Vimla M, UG Program Coordinator, faculty members, and the students of third semester BA Psychology for the expert talk on redefining wellness, the intersection between eating behavior and substance use. We are privileged to have with us Dr. Neeraj Pawar, distinguished expert in the field of psychology. Sir received his PhD from Maharishi Dayanand University and is currently serving as an assistant professor at Christ University, Delhi NCR. Over the years, Dr. Pawar has contributed significantly in the field of psychology and research. Today, Dr. Neeraj Pawar will be sharing insights on redefining wellness, the intersection of eating behavior and substance use. This topic is especially important as it provides students from information on the complex connections between wellness, mental health, and lifestyle choices. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Neeraj Pawar. I would like to request Sir to take over the session now. Muted.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope now I am audible to all the participants over here attending the session.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
just thumbs up? All thumbs up? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I have been given a responsibility to share my views on how in the current situation we can redefine wellness and we can understand the interplay between uh, substance use and eating behavior. It's a very crucial topic when we talk in terms of current generation, because earlier we had a lot of Indian based food culture where all a lot of fast food was not there in the culture, but nowadays we have to understand all those dynamics as well. And then focusing on those understandings, we need to rework on the concept of how wellness can be reworked or redefined. So I'll share my presentation, which is based on certain facts and findings, which are taken from WHO websites and some of the good research work areas in the field. Uh, just a second. Yeah. Okay, so by the time it loads, I just to try to connect you that since Seligman has worked on the area of positive psychology, he being considered to be the father of positive psychology, a lot of research taken in the area of well-being and other concepts of positive psychology. And this is one of the line we talk in terms of understanding how well we are understanding the concept of wellness, or how wellness is connected with the eating behavior and substance use. So I would be focusing on this particular aspect. So first we need to understand the wellness so that we can redefine it. Until as we know the concept, we can't to understand the concept. So Global Wellness Institute defined wellness as activity, pursuit of activities. So it's a kind of activity. It's not static, not permanent. It's not. It's something which is keep on going. So wellness is something which is actively every movement you make in terms. Let's say we are talking about you choose. What kind of activities you engage in. I have seen nowadays, if you ask young kids to walk 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 500 meters, they get quickly tired. it's not that they don't want to walk, but there are a lot of other factors also. Earlier, pollution was not there, so pollution is one constraint which has reduced the quality of air we have. So that also leads to a lot of breathing problems, and then the health factor is also connected with that. So a lot of things are interconnected. It's not that we all don't understand or we don't want wellness in our lives, but yes, on what factors it is dependent, we need to work, and accordingly we need to redefine that. So there are two important aspects of this definition. One is wellness is not passive or static state. So it's keep on going. It's active, okay, but rather an active pursuit that is associated with the intentions, choices, and actions as we work toward an optimal state of health and well-being. Now we started with the term well-being, okay. So it is quite significant that when we are talking about wellness, it always connect with the well-being. We all know that there is a healthy mind and a healthy body. So both has to be healthy. It's not that if body is healthy, if mind is not healthy, then it works. No, it will not. As simultaneously, or in other way around, you can say that if mind is not healthy, the body can also not be healthy, because if a person is disturbed, having depression, anxiety, or other mental health related issues, then this person might not be think of self-care, or a healthy body or a healthy diet pattern this person might not be thinking of. So in that sense, there are a lot of limitations to understand that. Then the second concept we come across from this definition is wellness is linked to holistic health. That is, it extends beyond physical health and incorporates many different dimensions. Okay. So when we are talking about wellness, it's not only specific thing we are talking about. It's not about doing exercises on a regular basis. It's not about having a good food. It's not about making a good lifestyle choices. It's not about having a substance use. Okay, so a lot of things. It's not about economic wellness. It's not only about uh, 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 physical wellness. So a lot of other factors are associated. So because of that reason, it keep on going. Okay. Then wellness is often confused. So we always confuse many terms. So I told you that it's if it is constant, if it is continuous, it's active. We need to understand how it is discriminate from health, well-being, and happiness. If wellness is there, these three things we can attain, or there are other such factors we can attain, but wellness has to be continuous, or everywhere, all the aspects which we want to achieve, wellness has to be continuous. While there are common elements among them, wellness is distinguished by not referring to a static state of being. Okay. Similarly, happiness is also, if you look into the literature, you will find that happiness is also not defined as a static state. It's also continuous. Happiness goes and comes. If you don't experience sad moments in your life, you will never taste the feeling of happiness actually. So happiness is also a continuous process, okay, but is not indicating or is not same as wellness is. So we need to distinguish them, that how a person being happy in a good health and a state of well-being can be distinguished from the concept of wellness. So, in conclusive, we can say that wellness is associated with an active process of being aware and making choices that lead toward an outcome of optimal holistic health and well-being. So, we are looking forward for holistic health and well-being. We are not focusing on one component of, okay, physical health or social health or spiritual health. We are not talking about all those mini components. We are talking about in wellness, all of them as a holistic way of approach. There are wellness is a multifaceted or interconnected concept. It is multi-dimensional, you can say. Okay. Uh, Engaging in physical activity, eating healthy, and taking precautions not to get sick are obvious components of wellness. But other areas should be considered. Like I talked about, spiritual wellness is also part of this. Then social wellness is also part of this. Then social networking is also part of this. So how economic wellness is also part of this. So wellness is a multi-faceted, multi-dimensional approach. For example, spiritual, emotional, financial wellness play a role in your health and well-being. So we'll see later on how they are interlinked, how financial wellness is also associated with the spiritual, emotional wellness and other aspects of the health and well-being. So after understanding, because why I talked about wellness, because we are talking about redefining it. So first of all, we need to understand that. Just take a moment to re-look into it. Why the significance of wellness understanding is, because if we understand that what wellness is, we can actually work on how we can redefine it. For example, for me, so far I have not worked on my eating habits or my social wellness. I have not worked on my spiritual wellness. I have not worked on my emotional wellness. So first I have to understand it, what actually it is, and then I have to redefine it. That okay, this component is there, but how can I redefine it? How can I modify it so that it improves my health and well-being? So we have to look from the improvement of health and well-being. uh, Another aspects I want to I want to give you a reflection on is that when we are saying redefining, as in the beginning I said, all these factors are dependent on various factors. So when I was a school going child or in my early childhood, there was a large number of plantation was there, fields were quite high, then construction was very low, then metropolitan city or urbanization was very less. Then migration from one city to another was very less. The vehicles on roads were very less. That time CNG was not available. We had only petrol and diesel vehicles on roads. Diesel particularly more side. So now all these things. So considering that, the pollution was less. The food items I talked about, that the that time pizza, burger, McD, Domino's were not in the Indian markets. Okay, so they came very late. So all these were not the fast food at that time. Samosa or kachori or pani puri were the common food, street food items for Indian population maximally. So we that time the things were different, resources were different, and the accessibility was different. So considering all those factors, we need to redefine. Now buildings have been constructed, socialization process decreased. In a metropolitan city, a neighbor don't know who is living in the next door neighborhood. The food culture has, or eating habits have changed a lot, entering from the fast food culture in Indian setup, where maximum easy access as pizza, burger, and all these fast food stores provide you a home delivery option also, where other food options might not have. Now after pandemic, all Zomato and Swiggy, thanks to that, we have all kind of services available with us, food delivery also. But yes, as the resources being created, there is a need for redefining the wellness. How we redefine. Earlier, walking 5 kilometers was not a challenge. If you hear stories from your grandparents or your parents, they'll say that they used to, grandparents will say they used to walk 15-20 kilometers to reach their school. Then parents might say that they used to cycle to reach their schools or colleges. There was no public transport available, or private transport. People were not talking or thinking of that point of time. Now it's after industrialization, a lot of changes have been brought, and people has a lot of resources now. Considering all those factors, we need to redefine how all those factors need to be reworked on. How I can redefine my wellness in context to the resources I have, in context to the things accessible to me, in context to how the changes in the society have been at large extent. And because of that reason, you will see that WHO also announced their sustainable development goals, which are also aligned the economic equality, gender equality. Then it also aligns with the food resources available for the poor population. So a lot of green environment or climate change is also associated with the sustainable development goals of WHO. So a lot of things they are reworking or redefining so that we can understand it, how the concept of wellness can be understood, redefined and understood in the practical situation in the current scenario. Even if I take a quick example of pandemic, how education system was before pandemic, during pandemic, and post pandemic. We have three layers. Earlier, no one thought of online classes. During pandemic, everything shifted to online classes, and post pandemic, people have this hybrid mode where they can attend few classes online, few offline, and many people wanted this kind of platform because they have many other things to do. Let's say a person who is having a habit of reading. So in offline classes, this person might not get this possibility, but in online or hybrid classes, this person gets a time, saves some time in traveling, and utilizes this time in reading some extra material, some extra book, or some extra reference material. So a lot of people has redefined their study habits and study patterns. This is one example to understand that how redefining works for us in a lot of aspects in psychology. Moving towards eating behaviors and substance use, that is the key element which we have to talk on. For this, I have a lot of facts and figures available with me. All these figures are recently taken from 2023 24 surveys done by WHOs. These have data have been taken from there to get an understanding that what is unhealthy eating habits are or how they are rising. Okay. So a report paints a concerning picture of adolescent dietary habits with a particular focus on the decline in healthy eating behavior and the rise in unhealthy choices. So 2 of 5 adolescents, almost 38%, eat fruit and vegetables daily. And this figure is declining. So only 2 out of 5 actually have a habit of having fruits and vegetables. A maximum people, particularly a growing age, people usually avoid vegetables and fruit. Occasionally they can have, but no, on daily basis. We are talking about the data is talking about daily, uh, and it's declining with the age. So for female or male data, no, not it talks about 11-year-old to 15-year-old. So as the age increases, there is a decline in fruit intake, and same is with vegetables. So as the age increases, by force, a young child can eat fruit or vegetable by force when parents scold them, and then they have it. But as they grow, as they move towards the 13, 14, 15 years of age, the report says that the consumption or intake of healthy fruits and vegetables is declining. Worryingly, more than half of the adolescents report eating neither fruit nor vegetable every day. Okay, so in that case, 56% of boys and 51 of girls age 15 actually do not have regular food habits. Neither they eat fruits nor vegetables every day. So they skip their important element of their meal on regular basis. People those who are on fast food, they usually avoid vegetables and fruit because in fast food these items are not used, vegetables and fruits. Sometimes they use raw uh, uh, cabbage and cucumber, but again, how healthy they are, it's a question mark, and up to what extent they have them. Okay, so the cost increases for many of such kind of food items. I know uh, there's food item stores usually have demand on a festival days where sometimes they and a lot of videos nowadays on Instagram are there where they demonstrate that how much bacteria, insects are there in the fast food store items because they are preserved for a longer period of time and then served as it is to the customers. Moving ahead with the specific data, we understand that consumption of sweet and sugar drink remains high. Because of that reason, the soft drinks are high in demand in the larger market they capture. One in four adolescents, almost 25%, reporting daily consumption of sweets or chocolates. And in the younger generation nowadays, the kind of sharing increased. Okay, most of the festivals are being celebrated. Earlier time, we had Indian traditional system where we had sweet box to be sent to the relatives and family members. Now Diwali festival is coming, so we have a culture where we usually send all those sweets. And now adulteration is another component. Earlier adulteration was not too much there, so good quality sweet items were available, but due to adulteration, that is another component which has been added to sweets. So that's another problem. But again, with that, we can't skip that element. Okay. But moving towards artificially made chocolates and food items, which has a lot of contaminated or adulterated products added in palm oil and other stuff, which usually are there on the Instagram and other social medias for awareness purposes. So that is there. The color they add, the fragrance they add to the chocolates. A lot of things are there where we can understand that how the food habits are being influenced by the market or marketing by those products. We'll study that component later, but uh, this rate is higher among girls. So girls, because we have a culture of having friendships and all that, which increases the trend of sharing chocolates and other food items. So the report says it's a WHO report. Okay, it's not even Indian report. That's the global kind of scenario where the consumption of sweets and chocolates are higher for the girls. So it says that, and it's 2018. Since then, the increase has been reported from 23% to 27 for 11-year-old girls and 26 to 28% for 15-year-old girls. So consumption increased. Daily soft drink consumption has seen a minor overall decline since last survey 2018. It's still at 15% of adolescents with a higher rate among boys. So boys uh, consume more soft drinks as compared to the female counterparts. But the increase is the decline is not that much from 18 to now. But yes, consumption depending on the how the food the beverages and food items or chocolates and other brands advertise them. If you remember a few years back, there was a advertisement of Dew which says that the slogan it used to come with the kuch tufani karte hain. Now that attracts young people, that attracts, okay, we'll drink it and we'll enter into some kind of adventurous activity, which actually not there. They use all lot of VFX and computerized advertisement they do. But young people think that, okay, we can also do it if some one as a role model can do in the TV and advertisement. So that picks their mind, or that tweaks their mind, where they start consuming all those soft drinks. And if you go to a city which is high on um, uh, like demand for water is high, so In North India, usually, if you find people usually have more soft drinks. I'm not comparing any state over here, but I just giving you an idea where the summer season where the high demand for water or cold drinks is there, then this region, North India region, is very high on consumption of those kind of products as compared to coastal regions and as compared to southern region where or northeast region where the water scarcity is not the problem or water consumption is not the problem. So all those factors, the climate change also as one of the important factor to understand the consumption and change in the demand also. Uh, like earlier, I talked about that economic wellness is there. So now why economic wellness need to be redefined? Because there is a research based facts which says that between social, there is a link between socioeconomic status and unhealthy dietary pattern or habits. Because if people do not have, or the families from low socioeconomic background will consume more sugar based drinks as compared to having a good quality drinks available for them. They're less likely to eat fruits and vegetables because the cost increases year by year. You will find there is a cost increasing for fruits and vegetables, and a person from of people from low socioeconomic background probably find it difficult to purchase the products and then consume them. That is another problem. And another issue is the family size and social low socioeconomic status. Because many times it has been observed they have the bigger family size. They stay together. It's not that the single family has multiple kids nowadays, but the entire family stay together. They move together for the work searching and all that. Even if they do labor kind of jobs, they move together. And that they do not have that much financial resources available with them, which creates the problem for having good quality food items supplied for them. So this is connectivity, understanding that how economic wellness is also part of understanding or redefining the wellness. Uh, every year, based on the GDP, the country decides on what is the BPL level, below poverty line level for the countrymen in that particular country. So globally, the demand is increasing every year. The population is also increasing, and there are many people, even in India, from middle socioeconomic status, where they find it difficult to have food items or fruit items consuming on regular basis. So because of that reason, I was talking about that the even it is not 50% that people on daily basis consume fruit. It's even lesser than that. 35% probably, where two out of five people consume fruit on regular basis or daily basis. So that is because even a middle socioeconomic person, because the range when we say low socioeconomic status, middle and upper and elite class, the range is there. Okay, so upper middle class is also there, lower middle class is also there. So we can't say that everyone from the middle class is also able to afford all those fruits and vegetables on regular basis. There are people those who could do upper middle class. Lower middle class people, again, they on regular basis they are struggling with their own stuff, so they might not be able to afford this uh, daily basis food and vegetable items. So there is an interlink or interplay between economic wellness also, which we need to understand. And why it is important to understand is because many a times as an individual, let's say I'll take my example. Many times when I do order my food, I over order it. Over order means if I have a hunger for one chapati, I order for two chapatis. Now, for my from my meal, one chapati is wasted, and I throw it in dustbin. So now we have to understand it that the dynamics are playing a key role. Let's say I have food of one chapati, I order half chapati or one chapati, have less vegetable, have my food. At least someone else can do have the food, the other chapati, or if not, then at least I can buy a food for one person who could not afford. I need not to do it on daily basis. Whenever I can do it, at least once a while, if I could do it, I buy a food for one person and hand it over to a needy person. So that is also important to understand how we, otherwise, how we are able to attain the sustainable goal developments. That is another concern on a larger picture. We need to understand that the balance is important. Uh, every day, everything you can't do it, but yes, whenever you could do it, try to do it. Because you are the future. Younger people, younger generation is always the future of a country. So they actually, once they are in that important role of decision makers, policy makers, implementing those policies, they will play all crucial role to make decisions on how to bring wellness for every individual in the country. So that is the important aspect. Some other important concerns which we need to understand under eating habits over here are overweight and obesity is growing concern for us. It's not that earlier it was not there, but now with culture of fast food habits, no physical exercises, no outgoing activities, sitting in front of laptops, screen time increasing. So that is another challenge, and that adds to the and eating because of stress. If you look into the research, you will find that people tend to eat very more in anxiety and stress. That is another challenge because maximum people do not have resources or right resource person to have a sharing of their feelings when they are stressed or when they feel anxiety. But what happens that handle it on their own, and that brings a challenge in front of them. Now, with that, what happens? Just to reduce, they eat more. So, stress eating happens a lot, anxiety eating happens a lot, depression eating happens a lot, and then people keep on putting on weight without thinking of exercising and all that. And it's two, 2017 somewhere, 2017-18, there was a guideline. Not only overweight, underweight was also another concern. For models in 2017, the World Model Association gave a guideline uh, for all models, those who do usually ramp walk in international brands, that they should have a minimum BMI of a appropriate scale. Only then they will be given any assignment of work as a model. If they are under of that BMI, then they will not be given any profession or any professional job in that particular career. Because there was a point of time when models used to be very thin, underweight, and they used to fall on the floors during the ramp walk. So that was another big concern. Underweight was also a problem. But nowadays, after those guidelines, all agencies are not looking into that concern. They are very good in that to manage all those guidelines. But overweight is another concern for the newer generation. People in the coming generation, they need to understand what is the significance of being having a good BMI or having a better control over weight, because as the overweighting happens or obesity increases, other health concerns also increases. So they have a poor quality of sleep. They have the social boycott by people, because nowadays there is a trend of body shaming also. If you study in psychology, there is body shaming phenomena being studied also. So, which comes a lot of another anxiety and stress related factors. Another important concern is physical inactivity, a cause for concern because maximum people, even if they have no other concerns of obesity and overweight, but again, physical exercise is not there. And if it is not there, then there are a lot of health concerns associated with that. The blood pressure issues can be there, then sudden cardiac arrest can be there, then eyesight issues can be there, then the immune system will be weak for those people. The stamina to walk around or to play a game will not be there. So that is a lot of problem or concerns when people are physically inactive. So there is a requirement to rethink, rework on their physical inactivity component. If you are in a hostel or in a university compound, at least go for a walk if the playground is available for you. So just go for a walk, or after your lunch, just have a small walk of 5, 10, 15 minutes, which help you to digest your food, and you will be little active in terms of it does not need to have a 2 3 hours physical exercise around. People started nowadays a lot of workout in gym and otherwise also, because a lot of social media influencers are being taking this forward. A lot of people are actively putting their social Instagram handles videos of their gym exercises and other aspects, yoga, meditation. But it is important to be taking at least 10 15 minutes walk or 20 minutes walk on a regular basis, which help you to digest your food, help you to have a better heart pumping system where the blood flow will be of good quality for you, and then the immune system will improve, the strength, muscle strength will improve. All these things are very important for a growing individual. uh, uh, I usually give an example to a few of my students when I talk about how physical health is connected with your psychological health. So, this physical exercises are important. So, long time back, I had a pet with me at home who usually tied with a rope to uh, floor, a cemented floor. And after I think 1.5 month, he started scrolling from the back legs. He was not running, nothing, no proper activity from the back leg. And then when we consulted the vet doctor, he said that probably it is because he's tied at one place, no space given for him to move around. Okay. And he asked us to create a space where he can run, walk, jump, so that the movement of muscles will be there, and then the flexibility of the body will be there. So we started doing that. We made some arrangements for the pet so that he could jump over the table, climb there, and then walk around. We left the pet untied at home during daytime. So a lot of things were made arrangements, and then he started after 15 20 days started moving well. So there is a lot of significance. If you keep on staying at one place, sitting comfortably, do not move around, your body get to used to it, and then you start feeling body aches very quicker. So be actively engaged in a lot of physical activities, play games, or even small game, badminton, volleyball, football, anything which is of your interest, but be part of that physical activity actively. That is important. If not all those activities, you can do a small 5, 10, 15 minutes jogging, running, not slow walk, but fast walking also works. Uh, then broader implications and public health concerns. So broader implications and public health concerns come from the WHO guidelines of sustainable development, because health is a priority for every individual. If health is not good, then people find it difficult to survive in the current situation. If, let's say, I do not take care of my health properly, I might get viral fever quickly. I might get infections quickly. I might get allergies quickly. I might get other disturbance quickly. So a lot of things in public health domain are there which need to be worked around, and that is a larger perspective where as an individual you might not be able to contribute a lot, but it is a domain where policy makers has to think of what resources, and like in Delhi, government once decided even odd vehicles will run so that pollution can be controlled. They have artificial rain provisions to control the pollution. The government implemented CNG vehicles. Now we are coming up with the electric vehicles. That is another plan for next 10, 15 years for the government to have infrastructure for EV vehicles so that there would be low pollution or almost no pollution around us so that the health quality will improve. So all those broader perspectives or implications can be taken care by the policymakers and other stakeholders. Now, what is healthy diet? What includes over here? So, healthy diet is a foundation for health, well-being, optimal growth, and development. It protects against all forms of malnutrition. A healthy diet starts early in life with the adequate breastfeeding. The benefits of healthy diet are reflected in high educational outcomes, productivity, and lifelong health. So it's always said that healthy mind and a healthy body. So if you eat healthy, you'll be healthy always. So healthy food, healthy body, healthy mind. So with that, you can always be more active in your academics. You don't eat properly, you'll get ill. You'll not be able to concentrate, focus on your studies. That is another problem. Healthy diet is also more environmentally sustainable as it is associated with lower greenhouse gas emissions, lower use of fresh water, and um, less land mass. Now, try to understand it from a perspective like I am giving you two approaches. When I was of your age or before that, my school days or young days, when we had a very fresh vegetables just taken out from the fields directly and served at home, cooked at home, and then we had a lot of raw vegetables at home to eat. Okay, for example, radish, carrot, all beetroot, all those raw vegetables were a lot available in during those days from the field of my uncles. Now, all these things in metropolitan cities are now being taken from villages, or many a times they are chemically uh, grown vegetables which are now having adulterated chemicals and other fertilizers which has lost their nutritional value. But again, the problem is the resources we are trying to reduce, like not trying to, but they are actually reducing. The land space is reducing because of lot of urbanization, commercialization, and industrialization. So a lot of factors are behind it. So larger domain, if you see, we have all those factors. But yes, there are possibilities where you some small things you can grow at your home and then have natural food or natural healthy diets available at your home. For example, tomato. You can everyone can have tomato plant at home or green chili at home, or some other small items can be grown at home with very ease. There are a lot of such influencers on Instagram, even YouTube. If you find, you will see there are a lot of people staying in metropolitan cities, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai. They are growing a lot of such fresh vegetables at home, and they even try to help others to get an idea how they can utilize the whole house resources to grow all those healthy diets or healthy foods at home. Now, unhealthy diet is one of the leading risk for the global burden of disease, mainly for uncommunicable diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and cancer. So, as I was saying, lot of adulterated and uh, chemical grown food items are also available nowadays. Chemical washed. There were one video got viral where grapes were washed in chemical and then they were sold out. So because with that they taste little different, not bitter, but they taste little sweet with the chemical component added to that. Okay, but the life cycle decreases, and bananas also. If you buy bananas, many a times you'll find they are being injected with chemicals. So on one point you will find there is a black patch, and then when you peel the banana, you'll find this area is actually having a fluffy banana stuff. So only that particular area, not the entire banana. So a lot of such indicators are there. You will find that chemicals are used in the food items a lot. So we can not avoid all these things, but we can reduce it by having something or some food items growing at home and avoiding buying everything from the market. I have not copy pasted the content from, I just captured the image from WHO website just to ensure that there is recommendation by WHO what should be there in terms of healthy habit or healthy diet. To meet the needs of energy, protein, and vitamins and minerals through a varied diet, largely plant-based and balancing energy into within expenditure. So the more focus is on green leafy vegetables, more focus is on plant-based vegetables, so that the energy and the protein and vitamins can be retained within them rather than putting them in chemicals and then using them. Obtaining the larger amount of energy from carbohydrates, minerals through legumes and whole grain cereals, reducing total fats to less than 30% of total energy intake. So a lot of such guidelines, reducing sugar, then limiting sodium intake, okay, the salt component in the food items, consuming at least 400 grams of vegetables and fruits per day in adults and children, 10 above 10 is 25, 250 to 350 grams per day in young children. So your age population should work on those lines, that you should have at least 350 to 400 grams of vegetables, so that fruits or vegetables, so that you can maintain your good quality health. There is another concern from parents report of worrisome eating behavior and physical activity in children. So not only your age group people are concerned about it, but parents are also concerned about it. It's for a 6 to 11-year-old age parents data, which is 2012 data. But yes, it is of significance. Because of that reason, I kept it. Almost 12 years now. So you can think that the percentage probably would have increased a lot. So in 2012, parents has a concern that 2% parents has inappropriate dieting reported for their kids. 4% reported preoccupied with food content or labels. 7% excessive worry about fat in foods. 7% parents reported that too much physical activity based on the diet they have. So because a lot of packed food has a lot of protein, carbohydrates, and burning those body needs some activity. So people get into engage a lot of disturbing activity, which might not be very productive also. 18% refusing family meals, wants different food. So 18% in 12 year earlier, 18% was saying that they don't want family food or family meal. Now you can understand that after 12 years, how much the percentage would have increased. It might be doubled or more than double then. and 30% one or more worrisome behavior observed. Okay, so it's all parents concerns. Parents has also concerns related to their kids or their children's diet behavior and physical activity concerns, whether they are engaged in too much activity or they are not at all, based on kind of food items they are consuming. Uh, Now it's a policy document. I have provided the link over here. It's a WHO policy document. This is a detailed document where WHO has given a lot of guidelines for the parents and caregivers or practitioners to talk in terms of policies to protect children from the harmful impact of food marketing. That is an important concern because food marketing is capturing a lot of um, space for kids, and they are more fascinated by the kind of food marketed and promoted in the advertisements. Another circle which I got it from another source, which says there's component of the school nutrition environment and services, student access to healthy food and beverages at school. That is another challenge because school canteens, every school has their own canteen, and what kind of food they serve is another concern. So usually kids don't take lunch from home, but they, after a particular age, 11, 12, 13, they usually want to have fast food or snacks and food items from the school canteen where they might not get a healthy food items. So that is another concern where the parents and the stakeholders has to take a look on how to address these crises. So WHO says that there is regulating food marketing has to be there, promoting healthy eating should be on the higher side, increasing physical activity is what has to be there from. Now we understand that there is a role model behavior. If parents engage in something, let's say as a parent I start buying chips, lays, or any cold drink, soft drink, if I consume it more, my kids will automatically do it because they learn it from me, and I will find it very easy way to control their behavior also. So if I don't do it, they will also not do it. Lot of such activities, exercises are there nowadays in practice where parents engage in exercises, not in phone usage, though kids will also do the same thing. They'll engage in exercises rather than using phone or screen time. Targeted interventions. Now, if let's say there are things which are developed, then there should be some early intervention for those targeted behaviors. Addressing social inequality, which is a larger component of SDG also. So, how we address this social inequality or social economic status issues, that is another concern which we have to, or the country as at a large has to look into. But at individual level, what we can do, I have already given you an idea. That is, if not on regular basis, but if you can buy a food for someone who cannot afford it at least once in a while, that would be a very good habit to develop. Now, the second part of our talk focuses more on the substance use. Again, over here, I have kept some data available with me. It is from WHO and from India. Now, a lot of people use substance. It's not that it's not there. It's very much part of our food and diet habits. And we do have a lot of psychoactive substances which have various natural and synthetic compounds that act on the nervous system, causing alterations in functioning that regulate thoughts, emotions, and behavior. They work at three levels. First, recreational usage, then they have drug usage, and they have general usage. So the group whose use is considered illegal and authorized only for medical and research purpose. Okay, so that is general use. As in the case of the use of psychoactive substance always involve in a degree of risk, adverse effects on different organs and systems. So these drugs or these substances now has a different outcomes on different parts of our body or functioning of our daily routine. Repeated or prolonged use in time of these substances favors the development of dependence or disorder that are chronic and recurrent disorders. Okay, so if for recreational purpose it is okay, substance use, we are not talking about substance abuse, we are talking about substance use. It's okay having them for a fun time, having them for relaxing time, having them for recreational time, it's okay. But a repeated and prolonged usage will or definitely will lead to chronic and recurrent disorders, which then need psychological interventions or psychiatric interventions. Key facts which are related to substance use. Dependence is a brain disorder, and people with drugs dependence have altered brain structure and function. Drug dependency is difficult to control because a lot of compulsive drugs use and curving is there. Uh, Investing in evidence-based treatment for substance dependence decreases negative health consequences and social effects. Crime increases, then economic burden is there for people. Treatment is proven to be cost effective in both development and developing countries, but underdeveloped countries, we are not sure. The possible short and long-term consequences of substance use include morality, morbidity, comorbidity, social isolation, and uh, stigma. There is no magic solution in treating substance dependence. It is a long process with varying services, not only adequately available or provided. Okay, so a lot of things are there. So we need to be mindful of all those facts. Now I come to the data given by Government of India in their substance use survey. It's a document available on online. So alcohol use in India, I just give you the summary. So we have users, problem users and dependent users for all kind of substances available in India. We have alcohol, cannabis, opioid, then inhalant. Okay, so they have given, Government of India had done have a very good survey where they have users, problem users and dependent users. So we have three categories of data, and you can see the all are on risk. Okay, the people on dependence are actually on the risk. Then prevalence of current alcohol usage in different population groups. So we have total population 14.6. Male population is higher on the alcohol consumption, female 1.6. Children, it's in millions, so just percentage in from that. Children 1.3 and 10 to 17 years. Okay. And adults above 18 years is 17.1. So huge population is into the consumption of alcohol. Similar data is available for other kind of substances. Now, quickly, we talk about the remedies. What remedies we have? First of all, we have self-control, whether it's about reworking on your wellness, talking about your eating habits and your substance use. Self-control is the important key element. Second key element is socialization, how you do socialization process, what all socialization agents around you, how they help you to control your stress, manage your anxiety, work on your development, social, personal, individual, and then help you to manage all those life problems. And do not let you enter into the substance abuse. Okay, use is okay, but should not be abused. Yoga meditation, do regular yoga meditation if possible, 5-10 minutes from your daily time, morning, evening, that will help you. More focus will be there. Physical activities, so should be taking more part in physical activities, whatever game or sport you like, be part of that. That is important for the younger, growing mind and body people, and mindful eating. Be mindful what you are eating, when you are eating, how you are eating. Researchers also claim that social eaters usually consume more as compared to isolated eaters. So people eating individually might eat less, but when they are in a social group, they eat more. That is another problem. Okay. So how mindful you are about your eating, what food items you are eating, how much you are eating, all is important. Okay. And with this, there are few references from where I have taken the content to make sure that the delivery of the lecture is based on facts and evidences rather than giving you some theoretical base of understanding on how you can redesign your wellness and what is the interplay between eating habits and substance use. With this, I would like to stop my presentation. Over to the organizers, please.
Thank you, sir. The floor is now open for the audience if they have any questions. I would like to call Larry from Psychology B to ask a question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So my question is more about what you spoke about, how the older generation didn't exactly have to deal with the same problems that we're dealing with. In my personal experience, hostel life, it's not very easy to get the kind of foods that I consider more healthy. It's not easy to get the physical activity that I want. Is it, in your opinion, even possible for us to achieve the same level, let's say, of wellness as our parents' generations, our grandparents' generations, or is it more so about adapting to the reality of life as it is today?
Okay, so I would not say it's just adapting to the life situations. Yes, you can always have a discussion with your wardens or the food in charge of your hostels where you can give your food preferences. Now, it should not be too much demanding that we want a specific kind of pizza, burger food. But if you have something as a good habit of food, you want as a element for your food, you can always demand for it. Yeah, I think no university has objection to that if it is for the betterment of the health of the children. Second thing is, no, I would say that you cannot always make the adaptation because adaptation is another problem. Then you become used to of all those things which are available to you. You will not explore anything beyond that level. So no, not adapting to that, but yes, put a little more effort to make sure that you at least go for a small walk or regular exercises. The environment might not be available. Let's say you might not go for a walk 4 p.m., 5 p.m., but at least before you enter to your college, half an hour before that, go and have a small walk. It should not be 5 kilometers walk or marathon or short run or jogging, but some activity has to be there. I'm not saying that you will be equally fit and strong as your grandparents or parents would be. There is a decline in health. We have to accept that, not adapt, but accept that reality also, because you can't control individually, you can't control the quality of the air which is in your city. Okay, so you just need to put a little extra effort. Let's say for Sundays you go for a Kaban Park or Lal Bagh visit. Spend your time a Sunday or a holiday over there where more oxygen or more clean environment is there, so that just go out from your hostel rooms, spend time over there, have a good fresh air for at least a day time, and then have your fruitful day. That also adds to your good wellness.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
I now like to invite Aryan from Psychology A.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I have a question. So, in these days, college students are facing lots of academic pressure, like exams and lots of CIA, as well as extracurricular pressure, such as different college fests and the competitions which college is holding. So, how can we as students maintain a nutritious and a balanced diet amidst these demands?
Okay. Very good question and relevant question because nowadays the food is a concern. Many people I have seen, even in my campus, when exam days are there, they skip their meal. They don't have breakfast, they don't have lunch, they have dinner only. So that is another problem. So what you could have, you can have grams or pulses, the whole pulses soaked in water. Then have these pulses as your diet. Keep them with you in a portable manner and have them. Okay, the sprouted pulses and grams, so that these are the rich sources of energy, and there is no adulteration added in that. They are not even cooked with lot of masalas, so that will not damage your stomach also. So with these kind of food habits, a little bit if you add into your I visited recently IIT Mandi for a conference, and they serve pulse this whole grains and grams for breakfast for every student. Okay, so this is a good habit. You develop that. With that, you can build your immune system better, and that will not harm you actually. Okay, even roasted grams are also there, which you can have with some jaggery if you the resources are available with you. That is a rich source of protein and energy.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So, rightly stated, wellness is multifaceted and interconnected, including factors such as financial, emotional, and spiritual. Physical health is also connected to your psychological health. Unhealthy eating habits are on the rise and need to be controlled from a young age. A healthy diet is a foundation for health, well being, optimal growth, and development. On this note, I would like to end today's session. On the behalf of Department of Psychology, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Neeraj Pawar. Thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom and insights with all of us. I would also like to thank the Department of Psychology, Dr. Shruti Shivaraman, Head, Department of Psychology, Mr. Vigrant Bapu KJ, PG Program Coordinator, Mrs. Vimla M, UG Program Coordinator, Assistant Professors Dr. Anjana Sinha and Ms. Nor Carolina Ashu, the faculty members, and the students for being such an amazing audience. The feedback form will be presented on the screen for the attendance purpose later. Thank you, sir. With your permission, shall we wind up the session?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the invite, and thank you for the patient listeners. Thank you, audience.
Thank you, sir, for today's session and all the students for joining. Have a good day.